The message delivered by the Virgin Mary in Medjugorje is a call for a profound spiritual awakening that resonates deeply in today's world, where chaos and conflict threaten to drown the light of hope. This urgent plea, coming from the heart of our Mother, invites all people, whether they are near or far from faith, to return to God with sincere hearts, to open themselves to true transformation, and to prepare for the challenges that lie ahead. The message is as clear as it is powerful. Now is the time for spiritual renewal, and the moment for action is today. In this world, where fear and confusion seem to reign, the Virgin Mary's call is a beacon of hope and a sign that there is still time to make a profound change. Her message is not limited to those who already walk in faith. Rather, it speaks to all of humanity, especially to those who have wandered from the path of righteousness. Her invitation is for everyone, those who seek God's mercy and those who have strayed far from Him, to rediscover their true calling and return to Christ. This is not merely a gentle suggestion, it is an imperative, a summons to embrace the grace and peace that can only come through reconciliation with God. The core of her message focuses on spiritual preparation. It is not enough to merely go through the motions of faith. Rather, we must engage in a deep, personal transformation of the heart. Mary urges us to step away from the distractions and worries of daily life and to focus on what truly matters: our relationship with God. The strength we will need to face the trials ahead, both physical and spiritual, comes not from worldly efforts, but from a well-founded, unshakable faith. It is through prayer, especially the Holy Rosary, that we can draw upon the divine protection and grace necessary to withstand these trials. The Rosary, Mary tells us, is not just a routine or a ritual. It is a profound tool for spiritual protection and a conduit for grace that can heal hearts, change lives, and offer peace amid the storms of life. Each prayer, each Ave Maria, carries the power to bring forth healing and grace, not just for the individual, but for the world. Mary's call to prayer is not a private matter. It is a global invitation for all believers to come together, unite in prayer, and transform the world around them. She assures us that the Rosary has the power to bring about change, to alleviate suffering, and to bring light into the darkest of times. However, the message goes deeper than the simple act of praying. True conversion, Mary teaches, begins in the heart. It is not enough to go through the motions of faith. We must allow God to change us from within, to purify our hearts, and to renew our spirits. This is the essence of spiritual transformation, the process of becoming who we are truly meant to be in the eyes of God. Without this inner conversion, our outward acts of piety are hollow, and we miss the opportunity for true spiritual growth. Mary's message is a profound reminder of the challenges we face, both in the world and in our personal lives. It calls us to strengthen our spiritual foundation, to turn to prayer as our refuge, and to trust in the transformative power of God's love. Through this spiritual preparation, we are not only fortified to endure what lies ahead, but are also empowered to bring about change in the world around us. The key to overcoming the darkness ahead lies in our unwavering faith, our commitment to prayer, and our willingness to allow God to work within us. It is a time to open our hearts, to return to the path of righteousness, and to trust in the divine plan that is unfolding before us. The world is on the brink of an unparalleled test, one that will challenge both our physical endurance and our spiritual strength. Through her revelations, the Virgin Mary warns us of impending disasters that will affect nations such as Mexico, Colombia, Spain, and Venezuela. While the physical trials may be severe, it is the spiritual test that will be the most difficult for humanity to endure. Natural catastrophes and internal conflicts will unfold, but Mary reminds us that the true battle lies within. The crisis we face is not just a series of worldly disasters, but a global spiritual emergency. A collective awakening of faith is needed to overcome these trials. The faithful must remain vigilant, as many will be misled by the calamities and confusion that will permeate society. These events will challenge the very foundation of moral values, and only those grounded in Christ will be able to withstand the pressures ahead. Mary emphasizes that Christ is the only true source of safety and strength, urging us to keep our faith in Him above all else. In a world increasingly dominated by hatred, division, and indifference, she calls upon believers to be agents of love and peace. Even amidst the darkness, the faithful can shine the light of Christ by practicing acts of compassion, unity, and love. The turmoil we face is not a reason for fear, but a call for action, action rooted in the love of Christ. Her visions, which include images of burning skies, forewarn of the extreme darkness to come. These are not merely threats, but spiritual wake-up calls. Despite the terror and chaos that may surround us, Mary urges us to hold tightly to our faith, knowing that God's protection is always available to those who seek it. The faithful must remain steadfast, understanding that these trials are meant to strengthen us and draw us closer to God. Saint Michael the Archangel plays a central role in this spiritual struggle, as Mary reveals him as the leader of the heavenly hosts, dedicated to protecting the faithful from the forces of evil. Mary encourages us to actively seek Saint Michael's intercession in our lives, for his protection is not just a symbolic gesture, but a powerful tool in combating the darkness that seeks to consume the world. The spiritual conflict we are facing is deep, marked by the rise of the Antichrist, widespread apostasy, and the rejection of divine truth. In an era where truth is constantly questioned and moral relativism reigns, it is crucial for the faithful to hold fast to their devotion to God. The forces of evil will do everything in their power to deceive and lead people astray, but through prayer, particularly the Rosary, we can fight these temptations and stay grounded in the light of Christ. Mary's message is one of profound hope, even in the face of these grave challenges. She assures us that, no matter how dire the circumstances, God will never abandon those who remain devoted to Him. She promises to protect all those who consecrate themselves to her Immaculate Heart and to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. In these times of spiritual and physical turmoil, Mary is our mother, our protector, and our guide, leading us through the darkness to the light of God's eternal love. The triumph of faith. Embracing the Virgin Mary's call to hope and unity in the face of overwhelming darkness, the light of faith remains an unshakable force that will always triumph over evil, no matter how formidable the forces may seem. The Virgin Mary's message is clear. The upcoming challenges are not the end, but rather an invitation for spiritual renewal, purification, and transformation. This dark period is an opportunity to rediscover our faith, cleanse our souls, and participate in God's final victory over evil. Mary encourages us to look at these trials not as signs of defeat, but as divine moments that call for deeper reflection, renewal, and a rediscovery of our connection to God. Her message isn't just about surviving difficult times, but rather about emerging from them stronger in faith and purity. Central to Mary's message is the call for unity in prayer, which remains one of the most powerful spiritual tools available to us. She advocates for the daily recitation of the Rosary, not just as an individual act of devotion, but as a communal weapon against spiritual darkness. The Rosary, she teaches, has the profound ability to transform even the darkest situations and to serve as a global defense against evil forces. By praying the Rosary together, believers unite their hearts and spirits, multiplying the power of their prayer to overcome any obstacle. But Mary's teachings extend beyond personal prayer. She urges Christians to put their faith into action by being rays of love, kindness, and compassion in a world often divided by hostility and indifference. Faith is not merely about belief. It's about embodying that belief through concrete acts of love and charity. In times of crisis, these actions are especially vital. Christians are called to not only pray, but also to extend a helping hand to those suffering, whether through financial aid or spiritual support. These acts of kindness provide light to those in despair, turning faith into tangible hope and a living example of God's love. Mary's message at Medjugorje is both a promise and a warning. It is a call to inner transformation, to prepare spiritually, and to trust unwaveringly in the face of adversity. Despite the uncertainty that may lie ahead, we are reminded that we are never alone. Through prayer, particularly the Rosary, and through acts of kindness, we can find the strength to face whatever challenges come our way. The Virgin Mary reassures us that evil will not have the final say. It is God who has already won, and those who remain steadfast in their faith will share in that victory. Now is the time to reaffirm our commitment to God's love and truth, to cleanse our souls, and to unite in prayer. Together, with unwavering faith and love, we will endure the darkness and emerge from it stronger and more dedicated to God's light. Thank you for joining me on this spiritual journey. Your participation and presence are what make these reflections powerful. May we continue to inspire each other with the shared stories of faith and strength, and may we carry the light of God's love in every step we take. Until next time, stay grounded in hope and prayer.